Ever notice how ads always pop up at the worst moments? When the killer's identity is about to be revealed. During that perfect meditation flow. On Amazon Music, we believe in keeping you in the moment. That's why we've got millions of ad-free podcast episodes, so you can stay completely immersed in every story, every reveal, every breath. Download the Amazon Music app and start listening to your favorite podcasts ad-free, included with Prime.
It's crazy, right? You see these images and you're like, how?
What you talking about?
Okay, so you know how we've been talking about all this heavy stuff in Gaza, right?
Yeah.
And how much it sucks for everyone there, especially the kids.
Right.
Well, get this. There's this footage, right, of kids in Gaza.
Okay.
And they're breakdancing.
No way. Seriously.
I'm serious. And I'm not talking about just, messing around. Like, full-on windmills, head spins, the whole 9 yards.
In Gaza. With like rubble and stuff around them?
Yep. It's the most amazing. It's like this little burst of hope,
That's actually incredible.
Right. And that's what we're going to dig into today. How breakdancing is helping these kids in Gaza deal with all the trauma and stress. It's wild.
I'm already hooked. Breakdancing is therapy. In a war zone. Tell me more.
So basically, we got a bunch of articles about it. A lot of them focus on this group called the Camps Breakers Crew.
Camps Breakers Crew. Okay.
Yeah, and they've been doing this for a while now, like using dance to help these kids process what they're going through. It's not just some one-off thing,
Sounds serious.
It is, and they're making a real difference.
So how'd this even start? Did breakdancing just like magically appear in Gaza?
Okay, so think about it. Breakdancing, right? It came from the streets of America, like the Bronx and stuff. Black and Latino communities in the 70s, fueled by hip-hop.
Yeah. Yeah, I know the history.
But seeing it take root in Gaza, that's a whole other story.
That's wild. Worlds colliding.
Totally. And one of the key figures in all this is this guy, Ahmed Al-Grais. He's a Gazan coach who really believes in the power of breakdancing as therapy. He even says it helps kids kick away fears and release tension.
Powerful words.
Right. And this guy, he's not just some random dude who likes to dance. He actually spent time in Europe using breakdancing to bring attention to the Palestinian cause.
Whoa, using dance as activism.
Exactly. And get this. He also has a certificate in post-trauma studies.
So he's got the academic background to back it up.
Yeah, he knows what he's talking about. He gets the psychology behind it, the needs of these kids. It's not just about the dance moves, it's about healing.
Deep stuff. But wasn't there some pushback? I mean, breakdancing in Gaza seems like, I don't know, a tough sell.
Oh yeah, you're telling me. Apparently, when they first started trying to introduce breakdancing in some of the camps, like Nusrat, some people were not having it.
Really? Why?
Well, some folks thought it was, like, immoral.
Immoral. What a take.
Right. It just shows you the different perspectives, the cultural context. And then on top of that, you've got the whole political situation. Artistic expression in Gaza, it's not exactly a free-for-all.
Makes sense under Hamas rule and all.
Yeah. There was even this case where a female dance group was supposed to perform at a film festival, and their performance got canceled.
Seriously.
Yeah. And one of the articles quotes this guy, Montasser Al-Sabeh, and he's basically saying, like, what's the point if we can't even express ourselves?
Heavy. So how'd breakdancing break through all that?
Well, it seems like Al-Grais, the guy with the post-trauma studies background, he really focused on showing people the benefits, like how breakdancing could actually help these kids who are struggling.
Smart move. Actions speak louder than words, right?
Exactly. He saw how some kids were coming in all withdrawn, exhausted, some even hurting themselves or isolating themselves. And he saw how breakdancing helped them find some kind of stability mentally and emotionally.
So it wasn't just about the dance. It was about the impact.
Right. It was about showing people that this could actually make a difference in these kids' lives.
Fascinating. Okay, so tell me more about this Camps Breakers crew. 20 years, that's dedication.
Oh, yeah. They're the real deal. And their story is pretty amazing. It all started with these 3 brothers.
Okay, 3 brothers. Go on.
So there's Mo Funk Grais, who lives in Chicago now.
Chicago, okay.
Then there's Ahmed Shark Al-Grais, who's still in Gaza.
Right.
And then their younger brother, Abdallah J. Al-Grais, is there too.
3 brothers, got it. So how'd they end up forming this crew?
Okay, so get this. They were born in Saudi Arabia to Palestinian parents. And Mo, the one in Chicago now, he learned breakdancing by watching videos online.
No way. That's insane.
I know, right? Like, can you imagine learning to breakdance from YouTube?
That's some serious dedication.
Big time. So anyway, he goes to Gaza in 2002, and a year later, bam, the Camp Breakers crew is born.
That's so cool. So they just started like teaching classes and stuff?
Yeah, they did workshops, put on shows all over Gaza. And then in 2012, they finally got a permanent space thanks to donations.
Amazing.
And now they're working with big organizations like Save the Children and UNRWA. It's crazy how far they've come.
That's huge. So they're legit then. No wonder they're making a real impact.
Right. And it makes sense when you think about the situation these kids are in. I mean, can you imagine growing up with that constant threat of violence, never knowing what's going to happen next?
Must be terrifying.
Totally. And that's where the Camp Breakers crew comes in. They create this space where kids can just escape, forget about all that for a while, and lose themselves in the music and the movement.
That sounds so important, like a breath of fresh air.
It is. One of the articles even talks about this workshop they were doing in a refugee camp. And get this, a bomb goes off nearby, and the kids just stop for a second, and then they keep dancing.
Wow. That just shows you the power of what they're doing.
Right. And Ahmed, the brother who's still in Gaza, he talks about how hard it is to teach in that environment. The kids are stressed, disoriented, and it takes so much more effort to reach them.
Man, I can't even imagine.
But he says the therapeutic side of breakdancing is what makes it all worth it. It's about helping the kids understand their emotions, giving them a sense of community, hope.
That's beautiful. It's like more than just dance, it's therapy in motion.
Exactly. And it's not just some made-up thing, you know? Dance therapy is a real thing. It's used all over the world to help people deal with anxiety, depression, PTSD, all kinds of stuff.
Right. So the Camp Breakers crew is basically doing professional level therapy through breakdancing.
It's amazing, right? And when you see the statistics, it just hits you even harder. Like UNICEF, they said that almost 500,000 kids in Gaza need psychological help.
500,000. That's crazy.
Heartbreaking. And that's almost half the entire child population there.
So this breakdancing thing, it's not just a nice extra. It's a necessity.
It is. And then there's this other report from Save the Children called Trapped.
Trapped. That's heavy.
It is. It says that 4 out of 5 kids in Gaza are dealing with depression, grief, fear.
4 out of 5. That's devastating.
It really is. And get this. Over half of them have thought about suicide, and 3 out of 5 have hurt themselves.
Oh, my God. Those are some seriously dark numbers.
Yeah. And then you read about this 11-year-old girl, Jana El-Shaf, and she talks about how she's constantly afraid of noises, drones, wars, But breakdancing has really helped her mentally. It gives her an outlet, a way to change her mood.
Man, that just breaks my heart. It's amazing that breakdancing can provide even a little bit of relief in that situation.
It really is. And it's interesting how the Camp Breakers crew, at first they faced some resistance, remember?
Yeah, the immoral thing.
Right. But they managed to win people over by incorporating political and social themes into their performances. They tackled war, grief, even women's rights.
That's brilliant. So they showed people that they weren't just ignoring the reality, they were embracing it.
Exactly. They showed that they understood what people are going through, and that made a huge difference. And the crew members themselves, they've lived through all this too. Ahmed, he was actually in Gaza with another crew member, Kareem, when the latest conflict broke out.
No way. Were they okay?
They were, luckily,
Yeah.
but their show got canceled, obviously. And their studio was damaged in an airstrike.
Seriously?
Yeah. And they even lost some of their students.
Oh, my God. That's awful.
It is. But they're still going strong. In fact, more kids are showing up for their classes now than ever before.
Wow. That's amazing. It's like they're providing this beacon of hope in the middle of all this darkness.
They are. And Ahmed talks about how they use dance to teach life skills, too.
Yeah.
Focus, discipline, taking care of your mental and physical health. It's a whole package.
It's like a community center, a therapy session, and a dance class all rolled into one.
Pretty much. And you got to remember, these guys have witnessed bombings firsthand. They know what trauma looks like, what it feels like.
Yeah, that's a level of experience most of us can't even fathom.
Totally. And you know what's really cool? Breakdancing actually has some connections to traditional Palestinian culture.
Really? How so?
Well, there's this folk dance called dabki.
Dabki, okay.
Yeah, and it has some similarities to breakdancing, like the footwork and the jumping.
Huh, interesting.
So the Camp Breakers crew, they actually incorporate some dabki steps into their performances. It's like a fusion of the old and the new, the local and the global.
That's awesome. They're bridging cultures through dance.
It's pretty incredible, and they're still fundraising to rebuild their studio and keep everything going.
Makes sense. They need all the support they can get.
For sure. And their hopes for their students, they're pretty simple. They just want them to have a chance at a normal life, to share their love of dance, to be seen as peaceful artists who deserve basic human rights.
Man, those are some powerful aspirations.
Right. And their show is called Still Alive. They came up with that title before the latest attacks, but now it has this whole new meaning.
Chills. It's like a testament to their resilience, their refusal to give up.
Totally. And Ahmed, he just says, the children are still dancing, even if it's just in their backyards. They're still finding a way to express themselves, to find joy in the midst of all this chaos.
Man, that's heavy. You know, this whole story, it's really opened my eyes to the power of art, the power of the human spirit.
Me too. So to wrap things up, we've really seen how breakdancing has become this unexpected lifeline for kids in Gaza. It's a way for them to cope with trauma, find some peace, and express themselves. And the Camps Breakers crew, they're the heroes of this story, the ones who are making it all happen.
They're incredible, and I know you're all about understanding different perspectives, getting the full picture, and this deep dive has really done that. It's shown us a side of Gaza that we don't often see, a side that's full of resilience and hope.
Exactly. And it makes you wonder, right? What other forms of creative expression are out there in other parts of the world helping people deal with hardship, and what can we learn from them?
That's a powerful question. It makes you realize that even in the darkest of times, there's always light, always hope, always beauty to be found.
Absolutely. And sometimes that beauty comes in the form of breakdancing kids in a war zone. Who knew?
This is why I love doing these deep dives with you. Never a dull moment.
Right back at you. And to our listeners, keep those questions coming, keep exploring, and keep the conversation going.
Until next time.
See ya.